Hello world, Qapla. It's Birdo Prey 5 and you can still hear the music. There we go. Welcome to BedLife for November 8th, Friday, November 8th, 2019. And Thomas Potch just throws in a $1.99 super chat and says, "Is this an alternate reality? I'm so confused." Well, Thomas, it depends what reality is your home reality. But yes, I've started a couple hours early today because Camille came a few hours early. So I'll pass that savings on to you, right? Also, I've been up since 3:30 a.m. Eastern, so I might need to nap after this stream and before all the big Friday night streams come on. Anti-Tricker, Doomcock, Friday Night Frolics, Nerdrotic, Friday Night Tights, some really, and Midnight's Edge. Midnight's Edge. They all do great streams. Friday nights, it's a tough night to be a YouTuber. You have to choose. So I'll be done long before they start, hopefully. Get a nap in, and then I have I can watch. Choose which to watch. John Araki puts in a $1 super chat. Thank you so much, John Araki.
Scanning.
And
indications negative at this time.
John Araki got Dax doing her eyebrow thing. There you go, John Araki. Joseph Patrick says with a €2. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Joseph Patrick got the Dax. John Araki got the Enterprise flyby in the Wrath of Khan, which tomorrow we're going to watch on Star Trek Saturday. Tomorrow is going to be the Wrath of Khan. Joseph Patrick with a €2 super chat. I identify as first. Hi, Joe. Hi, Joe. Mom, Sassy, Flock. Welcome, Joseph. Everybody here says hello to you. Mamo Prey is waving. Perhaps Mamo Prey is waving. John Araki was first in the chat saying Uno, which of course we all know means card, and hence why the popular card game from the 80s, which I was always used to win. They put down, red. I'd put down red. I'd then switch it to blue. And then they say, draw two, and I have a draw two. And they'd have a draw two, and they tell me to draw two, and I say, F you. Here's my blue draw two. Now you draw four. And then they're like, oh, I've got to draw four, so now draw eight. And I'm like, I've got to draw four too. Now you draw 12, bitch. That's how I play Uno, which means words in its native language, Russian. At least that's what I said. That's what I put on Wikipedia. Actually, I put my very first edit on Wikipedia that I actually believe was kept. Every other edit I've ever made to Wikipedia was erased either within minutes or days. Somewhere between minutes and days, they came in and they said, nope, erased. But last week, or earlier, Friday? Earlier this week, I came across an article that had that mentioned somebody, I think it was somebody on here, or maybe it was Doomcock's stream, maybe it was his, was it could it have been yesterday? No, it had to have been last week. Somebody on an Exozone stream, or somebody posted that Donald Trump's uncle was the guy, was the government worker who had taken all of Tesla's all Tesla's documents. When Nikola Tesla, when he passed away, the feds came in and emptied out all of his documents from his apartment. Even though there was no law, they had no legal authority to do so. They figured that what he had there constituted a threat to national security. So they confiscated all of his documents, and Donald Trump's uncle, of all people, who was not particularly well connected, he was just a government guy at the time, was the person. He was an engineer. He was charged with going through all of Tesla's documents to see if there was anything in there, worth saving. And the official word from the government is that they gave all the documents back to his family. But of course, no one knows. No one knows what they could have kept because nobody knows what he really had. I digress. But I wanted to see if this was true. So I went to Wikipedia. I put in Donald Trump uncle. Sure enough, it comes up. By the way, Wikipedia, for all of its flaws, it is an amazing reference tool. It is truly a marvel of our connected cyber age. I donate to Wikipedia every time they do their funding drive. I throw them a few bucks. I hope you guys do too. The fact that we get Wikipedia still in 2019 without advertisements is freaking amazing. It's an incredible reference. So I do want to give a shout out to Wikipedia for all of its flaws. They do an amazing job keeping stories relevant and stuff like that. But so I looked up, and sure enough, there was Donald Trump's uncle, and it had his early life, his career. It had a photo of him, and it mentioned that yes, he was indeed the person who took the documents from who. They didn't say took, but they said went through. He was responsible for going through the documents from Nikola Tesla, and they said he worked for the Alien Properties Division or something like that. Alien research or something. It was something about alien and property or research for the government in the 1940s. Oh, I'm like, holy shit, aliens? Do they really have an Office of Alien Affairs? Something like that. Like, did they really have an Office of Alien Affairs in the 40s? That's crazy. Why haven't I heard about this before? So, of course, the Office of Alien Affairs, or whatever it was not hyperlinked to another Wikipedia article. So I'm like, wait, does Wikipedia not have this? So then I put Office of, and it turned out, yes, Wikipedia certainly had an entry on it. So I should have just been able to click on it and go to that link, but it wasn't set up. So I had to, there's somebody outside. So Sassy is making noise. So I went in and I added the link. So now when you read the article on Donald Trump's uncle and you see the Office of Alien Affairs or whatever, you can simply click on the link and you will immediately know they meant aliens, as in non-citizens. Non-citizens. It was affairs of non-citizens, not space aliens. I should have known. But I was like, oh my god, I thought I was on to something. I thought I found it. It was hidden here in Wikipedia the entire time. No, but I added in the link so anyone future reading the article can just click and they can get the answer very quickly, much more quickly than I have to copy and paste it in a second time. So you see, that's little things like that, improving Wikipedia. They go a long way. And I suspect that they've kept that in because I can't imagine they had any reason to take it down. Unlike all the other edits I've made, which I'll admit, probably were not technically following Wikipedia protocol, but Thomas Potts says, hi, welcome, Thomas. Continuum Trek says, you're late, Bird of Prey. Oh, no. Quite early, in fact. The Multi-Gunman says, Bird of Prey, hey, Bird, how's it going? It's going good, Multi-Gunman. We got an update from Grandma. Last I heard, which was last night, I spoke to my aunt. Grandma was feeling a bit better. Her blood tests all came back good. She didn't need a blood transfusion. She didn't need an iron infusion. Her numbers were actually better than the last time she had her blood taken. She just had an infection that their white cell count was high. So the doctor is giving her an antibiotic she's taken before. With a little luck, in a few days she'll be feeling normal again. And my aunt said that even as of last night, she had been feeling a bit better. So knocking wood, we'll hope all goes well with Grandma O'Prey. But I know a lot of people have been asking, so there's that update. Things look like they're going well. Obviously, at her age, they could change quickly, so I'm definitely keeping fingers crossed and knocking wood, because in some ways, I'm a very superstitious person. In other ways, like walking under ladders, well, when I could walk, I didn't care. Shronmore says, greetings, Bert O'Prey 5, Mom O'Prey 5, and fellow nerds. Greetings, Shronmore. John and Rocky, can we get an official review of that photo finish? John and Rocky, you won, John and Rocky. You came in about a second before Thomas Potts on my screen. I was actually watching, and I said, wow, John and Rocky's first, where's Tom? And then as before I finished the thought, where's Thomas? There came up Thomas. But yeah, according to my screen, John and Rocky, you are the winner. John Street says, down with the evil bird of prey. No, what down with the evil bird of prey? All hail Sassy, supplier of Beagle Bite. Sci-Fi Nation says, Qapla, Sci-Fi Nation. The Multi-Gunman says, come for the hate, stay for the race. No. Although, as many of you have heard about upcoming changes to YouTube, and them not wanting to target children, we will have to make sure at the beginning of every stream we make it quite clear this is not a stream for children. So I'll have to curse up a storm or something so that nobody can possibly mistake this stream as being targeting children. Okay, if you are 13 or under, get the fuck out. Okay, if you're between 13 and 17.999, whatever, ask your parents. Okay, if you're 18, nice and legal. Then you can stick around. That's the deal here. That was never, no matter what our even if we're discussing Looney Tunes, it's going to be Looney Tunes from the adult perspective, not kids. There's plenty of kid channels out there. I'm not one of them. Just to be clear. So I will probably, as much as I hate to use colorful metaphors at the very beginning of my video, I might have to come up with some type of intro like that. Because if I didn't, I would personally be liable, right? If I put up a video that the government decided was actually targeting children, but I neglected to click this checkbox that YouTube is going to make us all check come January 1st of next year, or possibly even before, then I could get fined up to $42,000. So fuck that. No kids. No kids. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I was never intending to make this for children. It's not me. That's what they're making us do. We might have to get strippers. I don't know. Whatever we have to do to keep an adult rating here. Mama Prey is saying Sassy's been on camera and she doesn't wear any clothes, so that's true. Although they might say, "Oh, look, he had a cute doggy on that's attracting children." No. I'm gonna start smoking and whatever else children aren't allowed to do. drinking. Maybe I'll start drinking. Thomas Potts with his $1.99 super chat. He thinks he's in an alternate reality. Shronmore says, coming in 5 by 5. Thank you, Shronmore. Dan23 says, Bird of Prey, future Star Wars films have been put on hiatus. And yes, if you've watched Doomcock's video today, which he released, which he teased to his patrons for a couple of days about it being big news, it's now been, according to him, confirmed by 3 separate sources. They know this movie's gonna bomb. The movie was so bad they had to bring in George Lucas to fix it at the last minute. They know it's garbage, and it's basically, they know it's going to ruin Star Wars movies for the foreseeable future. So they're going to pump this one out. They're going to weather the storm because they're Disney. They can, no matter how big a failure the movie is. They'll be back. They'll have a Marvel movie or something to bring them out of it in a few months. But they're gonna put the stick in Star Wars for a while, which honestly is probably the best idea. I kind of wish somebody would stick something into Star Trek on CBS All Access, because it needs to take a few years off and regroup, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with Picard. But we've got Discovery and we've got Short Tracks, which they consider a separate series. And oh my God, if I thought Discovery was bad, Short Tracks as its own series is even worse. Not Ryan Johnson says hello and Qapla. Hello and Qapla, not Ryan Johnson. Josh Street says, Thomas, today is Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday, Thomas. So make sure you order pizza. That only makes sense in Thomas land. Sci-Fi Nation says, perhaps today is a good day to poo to. Okay, and then we got John Iraqi and Joseph Patrick Super Chats. Thank you again, guys. Dan23 says, I'm getting older. Well, so am I. I think we all are. And I used to be able to just go to bed and then wake up the next morning. And now I have to wake up in the middle of the night to go to the toilet. I guess that's just getting older. Yeah, it's called, what is it? The prostate. The male prostate. It's not good. It's not good. Dan23 says, lol. Darth Revan says, Bird of Prey. Anas Abdin's father just passed away. Anas Abdin's father passed away weeks ago. He said it in his letter where he wrote about him losing the lawsuit. He said he had just returned from his father's grave site, and his father had passed sometime before that. His mother was the only one left alive. If somebody died in Anas Abdin's family, more than likely it's his mother, who was also, best I can tell, very, very ill, and he was taking care of her as well. But it's certainly not his father. If it's his father, then I'm not even going to say it, but I read it. His own statements on his own Twitter clearly referenced that his father had died some time ago, and he had been visiting his father's gravesite when he got the news maybe a month ago now that he had lost the lawsuit that had been dismissed, and that's what caused him to go with Nerdrotic and try to get money to take up Nerdrotic on his offer, I guess, and raise money to mount some type of appeal, which they did raise the $20,000. And last I'd heard from Nerdrotic, he was trying to get the money to Anas's attorney, which probably, if not done today, would be done very, very shortly. And hopefully that can get them started on an appeal. But I don't know the details, but I know that can't be true. Continuum Trek with a 99 euro cents. Super chat. Thank you so much, Continuum Trek. I apologize. I did not see it earlier. Thank you so much. Continuum Track, guys, by the way, you want to check out Continuum Track's channel. They do good stuff. They are a certified nerd on antitrekker.com. And while I'm shouting out channels, of course, Rock Solid. Rock Solid has a great channel, and Rock Solid does retro gaming. And subscribe to Rock Solid so Rock Solid can beat Antitrekker to the 10,000 mark. And then Antitrekker loses a little bet he has going with Rock Solid. So if you've ever needed a better reason to subscribe to Rock Solid so he can beat Antitrekker to 10,000, and he's pretty close. He's up there. He last I saw, he was damn near 9,000 subs, I believe. So it's not like he's at 1,000 subs like me. He'll get there. He will get there. If it's not this month, then next month or the month after, but he'll get there. And also, even though I don't see him here, Life with Matthew put out another excellent video today. His part 3 of the problem with The Last Jedi, or The Force Awakens. I think it was The Last Jedi. Whatever the last Star Wars movie is, I've pushed it out of my head. He does an amazing video on that. He does a story. He does great work. He has his twin come on, not his real twin, obviously. Just another of him. It's funny. It's interesting. It brings up good points. It's well produced. It hits all the buttons a YouTube video should hit. Life with Matthew channel, it just needs subscribers. He's making the content that we just got to get the word out about Life with Matthew. It's great channel. Thomas Potts says Bird cheats at card games. No, I had all those draw 4s, Thomas. I just knew where they were in the deck. Joseph Petrick says Uno is a biological brother of Una from the Turbo Lift. That's probably true. Yes, Una and Uno, they were called the number 1 twins, and that's actually where her nickname comes from. Not because she's second in command of the Enterprise. Really, her name should be number 2. If you're second in command, you're number 2. But as a kid, see, the thing is, her and Uno were the first pair of twins born in over 200 years in Star Trek timeline. You see, after the eugenics war, part of the fight of the eugenics war, the Supermen, Khan, and the other augments, they released a biological virus to try and turn all the stupid humans into enhanced humans like themselves. But it had a side effect, and that it prevented for hundreds of years, it prevented multiple pregnancies, multiple births. So for hundreds of years, humans were having just one kid at a time. And in fact, they forgot that twins were even a thing. And so when Una and Uno were actually born, the doctors nicknamed them, they're the first twins humans have ever had. They're the number 1 twins. And hence, why she's got the nickname number 1. And her brother, who was accidentally killed in a tribble throwing contest, he also had the nickname number 1, but now it's just her. So. You thought it was what? A card throwing contest? Card, like Hallmark cards. You mean like playing cards? Mamo Prey thinks it was a playing card throwing contest. I thought it was a tribble throwing contest. Whatever it was, he died in some sort of throwing contest. We can be sure about that. Chanaraki, quoting me, "You draw 12, bitch." Yes. Dan23 says Trills were not in Starfleet at the time, so Dax had to hide her spots. Then Discovery ruined it and had a Trill on the ship. What? You're saying that Dax was on TOS? Or Trill was on TOS? Thomas Potts says he probably keeps aces up his sleeve. Thomas, where else you gonna keep them? This is the safest place. Richie Poole says, "Hello, dear Bop, wise God Emperor of Kroger." Thank you, Richie Poole. Yes, we do have a ton of dear Bops to get to. I don't want to save it to the end because this could take up most of the stream, our dear Bops for this week. Life with Matthew says, "Qapla, Berto Prey 5 and all." Welcome, Life with Matthew. Maybe you were here and heard I shouted out your channel. You did a great video. However, those who haven't seen it, Life with Matthew admitted that he was penetrated by the Force. So I did ask him to point out on a doll where exactly the Force penetrated him. So let's be extra nice. What'd you say? Extra sensitive and understanding to Life with Matthew, who came out so strong today in that admission. Very brave, Life with Matthew. We salute you. Dan23 says, "Which version of Wrath of Khan? Cinematics release, standard DVD release, remastered, extended version, director's cut?" There are so many. Yes, that's a good question. Actually, because I have them digitalized, and all the DVDs and whatnots are away in storage, like not storage, but just nowhere accessible that Mamo Prey could get to them right now. Let's see, what version is it? I can tell by the length of it. I'll tell you guys the length, and maybe somebody can figure out which version it is that I'll be watching, and that you guys can, watch along with me. You'll have screenshots to follow. Star Trek movies, 1982, The Wrath of Khan. Khan! Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. 1 hour and 53 minutes and 2 seconds. So it sounds to me like a director's cut. It sounds to me like it's a director's cut of just from that play length. Sounds like the director's cut. 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 2 seconds for The Wrath of Khan tomorrow. Which, that's almost 2 hours. But man, it's The Wrath of Khan. It's going to go a lot quicker than the motion picture did, which took, let's see, what was the motion picture? The motion picture was 2 hours and 12 minutes. So the motion picture was 20 minutes longer. So gonna feel a lot quicker. Thomas Potts says he probably keeps ace. I read that. Darth Revin says, "Bird of Prey. I should replace Bird of Prey's picture with your face." What are you talking about? What do you mean replace Bird of Prey's picture with your face? My face? I am Bird of Prey. Well, I'm not sure what you mean, Darth. Multi-Gun Man says, "Bird likes to edit cake." No, I do not edit the Ku Klux Klan article on Wikipedia. Thomas says, "Karogapedia is full of BS." Kurogapedia is the second greatest pedia of all time, behind Beaglepedia. Derek McManus says, greetings, Bird o' Prey, and greetings to the chat. Greetings, Derek. Richie Poole says, it's the leaf blowers, get up, Sassy. Dan23 says, in the TV comedy Frasier, Daphne is from England, and she sometimes refers to herself as an alien. Well, that would be appropriate. Darth Remus says, Bird of Prey, what do you call a homosexual from another planet? A Galian. Galian, I get it. I could see that, Darth. I'm down with Galian. Not that I want to meet one, but what if on the other planet it's normal, right? Like what if they're Mocklins? Do you call Mocklins Galians, or do you call the Mocklins who like women Galians, because that's the backwards choice for Mocklin. Not backwards as in bad, just backwards as in opposite the norm. Josh reads his Bird found out Sassy was the true leader of Kuroga and he is a puppet. It feels like that sometimes. Darth Evans says, Bird of Prey, what do you call a gay man from Japan? A Gaysian. Darth. Never mind. Richie Poole says, well, it's back to work for me. May everyone bask in limitless knowledge of wisdom of dear Bop today. I envy you. Oh, well, thank you, Richie Poole. I will hope you do get to enjoy in my knowledge at some point. The Mole Gum Man says, Bird of Prey, I'm glad you hear your grandma's recovering. We're pulling for her. Thank you. Joseph says, all the best to Grandma will Pray 5. Thank you. Dan23 says, you say it's not for kids, but you do a live where you review a Warner Brothers cartoon from the 90s. Lol. That cartoon that I reviewed is from Looney Tunes 2019, which I don't know when it actually is coming out, but that cartoon, Dynamite Dance, was released just a few months ago. It's not from the 90s. Even so, as I said, it's the adult review. It's not for children. I doubt how many children even be watching Looney Tunes, because they probably don't even know what the hell Looney Tunes is. Whatever. Azine says, evening, Bird o' Prey 5, Mom o' Prey, Sassy, and fellow nerds. I hope that Grandma o' Prey is doing well. Yes, it seems like she is. Thank you, Azine. Darth Revan says, Santa, I'm coming to steal your family. Woo. I don't want Santa's family. He's got his old wife and a bunch of elves that seem needy, and a bunch of reindeer to feed. I'm good. Dan23 says, not for children, but there's an image of Garfield. Yes, but it's not for children. But that's a good point, Dan. Maybe might have to replace Garfield with a Playboy pinup or something. Joseph says, I bought a small Lego today. Am I allowed here? Well, yes, and I'm going to keep doing Lego streams from time to time as well, but that does not mean it's for children. Shromore says, let's keep it adult. Frack, frackety, frack. Azine says, strippers as a business expense for the channel. I'd buy that. Yes, we'll use that in the taxes. Josh reads his Bird having blackjack and hookers on the stream. Hope Mom o' Prey doesn't mind. Joseph says, hit the like, flock. Thank you. Derek says, secret sauces. Darth Evans says, Bird of Prey, do you think the MCU will fail? Darth, the MCU, it might fizzle, but it can't fail. It's already succeeded beyond the wildest imaginations of anybody. Even if they stopped selling, if people stopped going to MCU movies, this next movie bombs and the next 3 bomb and they give up on MCU, it's not going to go down as a failure. It's just going to go down as a very successful series of movies that came to an end. And they pushed it longer than they should have. That said, do I think it's going to fail? No, I think it'll start fizzling. I think it's going to get into a slow decline of what we often see, where, you know, they should have stopped it at when it was at its peak. But hey, it's all about the money. So they'll keep pushing out movies until they stop making money. And I think they've got at least 10 movies before that happens, personally, before the movies stop becoming profitable. But who knows? Thomas says, did you see the trailer for the next STD short? I did not. Joseph says, who had the guts to hit the dislike? Somebody disliked. I just want to know why. I won't. In fact, I applaud your braveness. Was it you, Lightfoot Matthew? You're stunning and brave. When does that next trailer come out? Oh, it's soon. It's very soon. The next disco, the next short trek. Very cool. Wesley says, and I'm not cool because I'm looking forward to it, thinking it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it to see how bad it is. It's like saying, oh, there's a car wreck coming up. Oh, really? Let me see. That's how I mean. I'm excited. I would much rather that there was never the car wreck to begin with, but if the car wreck already happened, I might as well look. Wesley Crusher says, greetings, birds, turds, and dear Bob. Greetings, Wes. Did you miss much? Yeah, you did. You should probably restart the stream from the beginning. Listen at 2x speed. Go catch up in 30 minutes. 40 minutes, maybe. Thomas Potts' widget isn't up. Oh, shit. Why isn't the widget up? Huh. What happened to Streamlabs? Let's go over to the Defiant. See if the widget's working over there. Anybody wanna? I'll put in a test. No, huh? The widget's dead. I guess Streamlabs is having a problem. Oh well, I guess we're widget free today, but thank you. Thank you, Thomas. I guess there's nothing I can do about it right now. Darth Revens is Bird of Prey. What do constipated Klingons say when they're going to the toilet? Today is a good day to try. Dan23 says they are getting odd with releasing short tracks on DVD, Blu-ray. I don't know how they're going to release them in the future on Blu-ray. I don't know who would buy them on Blu-ray. Or any media for that matter. Shromore says once you reach a certain age, you can't trust a fart. That is true. Rock Solid says, remember people, smash that like button. Share via social, set chat to live, turn mic and camera, and camera on before going live. Donate if you can. Join the subscribe star and down with Karoga. So close. Rock solid. Thomas Potts' Wesley Bird said he's going to strip at the... No, I did not say I'm going to strip at the beginning of the stream. Cinnabon Bunny says hello and first. No. Okay, Cinnabon. You can be first. Rock Solid says, why, thank you, Bird. You are welcome, Rock Solid. Wesley says, Thomas Potts, his stripping more than normal. Darth Evans says, Rock Solid, what do you get? Let's see. I suspect this is a fake number. Hello? Robocall, the alert system. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Where are we? What does Darth Revan get if he wins the bet with Anti-Tracker? And Roxanne, nothing, just bragging rights. I thought you bet $5. Maybe that was somebody else. Thomas Potts is Wesley Crusher. He wants his stream not friendly for children. That's true. Roxanne is at almost 8,000 now. Very cool. Dan23 says Star Wars 9 is about searching for its ancient Sith dagger. Is it? Episode 9, Palpatine might come back since they don't have Force Ghosts. Some can manifest in masks or helmets, apparently, if you know Extended Universe. I don't know Extended Universe whatsoever. Live with Matters' Bird of Prey 5 didn't cheat. He just trusted in the heart of the cards. This might be the wrong audience for a UGO joke. Well, like with Matthew, right over the head. So I don't know, but it seemed funny. Wesley says, I think Bird is making up stuff again. Never. Trek95 says, Bird of Prey, hello. Are there any good deer bops? Well, we'll see in a few minutes. Let me get through most of the chat and we'll get to the deer bops. Vile Mike says, screw the hearts of cards. I have a blue eyes. I guess somebody understood you, Life with Matthew. Darth Revan says, Bird of Prey, I can tell by the length which one I'll be watching. We support you, Bird, and your new boyfriend. I don't know what you're talking about, but Vile Mike says also, howdy, folks. Howdy, Vile. John Street says, rock solid, how much are you going to give us to make us sub so you can beat Anti-Trigger to the 10K mark? I wouldn't pay a cent, rock solid. You're worth them subscribing for free. You're the one giving them the content. You should say, how much should I charge you to subscribe to me? Vile Mike says the slow motion picture. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine if YouTube allowed creators to charge people a subscription fee to get their videos? Right? Imagine, like, obviously, if you're a small-time YouTuber, you wouldn't do it. You would do it for free. But let's say every time I wanted to watch a video by some big YouTuber like Tim Pool. Okay, I try to watch Tim Pool videos. Usually he puts out like 6 or 7 a day. I try to watch at least 1 or 2, a day or every couple days. Imagine if I had to pay $1 to watch every Tim Pool video. I might still do it. I don't know that I would say F this. I would say F that at the beginning, but after a week or so, I'd be like, maybe it's worth $1. It's worth $1. It's worth $1 to see Anti-Tracker live stream. It's worth $1 to watch Doomcock. I'd pay the $1. I'd pay $1 for watch Nerdrotic. Imagine if you had to pay, or not even per episode, but at least per month or per week, right? You could charge a fee per week, and YouTube would take 30%. That would be crazy, but that could be where they're going. If they have to end advertising to children. See, the problem is about targeted advertising, and targeted advertising is where 90%, maybe 75%, legit amount, 70 to 75% of the non-super chat revenue comes from. Okay, when ads get sold on your video, the ads that pay by far the most are targeted ads. So if you can't do, and you're not legally, it's illegal because of Qapla, a stupid law made at a stupid time in our history before people understood the internet, and idiots is like, oh, it's to protect the children. The children have no rights. You want to protect the children, don't put them on the internet unwatched. Okay, but whatever. Somebody's like, oh, we gotta We got, and I was doing forums for years, and like 2 decades ago or 15, 20 years ago, we had to start putting in Qapla rules. It caused a whole bunch of bullcrap just in case somebody under 13 tried to register for a forum. We had to ask them, oh, what's your age now? We have to ask everybody in the world what their age is before they join a forum so we could be Qapla compliant. And this way, if they said they were under 13, we had to say, sorry, you can't join. You have to get your parent to join. So now we need to deal with a second email. We have to send an email to the parent's email address, like the kid's going to put in their parent's real email address. And then we have to wait for the parent to approve it. And then we could approve the kid. And bullshit, okay? The first time any kid did that, they would know, oh, I'm not going to put in my parent's email. I'm going to put in my buddy's email, or my other email, or my sister's email. Or just maybe I'm going to say I'm 14 or 15 or whatever the minimum age has to be before they start asking this. And the minimum age is 13. So it's not even a stretch, right? I can't imagine as many 8-year-olds going around the internet joining web forums. But by the time you're 11, 12, 13, and you've already figured some of this stuff out, you know enough not to click the right age when it asks your age. You just click you click whatever age you want and you join. And Qapla's bullshit. It's been bullshit since its inception, and it should be ignored. The government is using it just as a way to collect revenue by fining companies, and that stuff is coming back on us. So it's our own fault for allowing the government to make these stupid rules in the first place, and now it's going to come back and bite us all in the ass, whether we're a creator who potentially, now not me, because I don't really put ads in the videos anyway, and I'm sorry, people claim to be seeing them. I tell YouTube no in-video ads, no ads you have to wait and watch to play. I only allow ads that are in like the corner or underneath the video. You don't have to watch. But sometimes somebody else claims the video and they put in ads and you see it, or sometimes YouTube hasn't updated it quick enough and you see the ads anyway. I don't so much care about those ads, but a lot of YouTubers like Lore Reloaded, like Anti-Trekker, who's trying to make a full-time business out of this, that's a big portion of their money. That could be 50%, 80% of their income has always come from ads. And now, come next year, they're not going to be making that money. So what are they going to have to do? They're either going to have to start charging people to watch their stuff, or they're going to stop doing YouTube and get real jobs and go back to doing YouTube as a hobby. So it's going to affect them. It's going to affect you guys, because now instead of getting, 5 videos a week from somebody like Lore Reloaded, you might get 1 if you're lucky, and Lore's have to get a real job. Not that YouTubing isn't a real job, but a second job, a job that pays the bills. I don't have to do. He'll have to do YouTubing in his spare time, and that is not just him. Every creator on YouTube that makes a living from it, basically the good ones, and me. I'm the only good one that doesn't really make a living off of it, but all the others. I hate to start seeing less videos by some of the people I love to see videos by, but it's our own fault. We voted these people in, they made these laws, and we didn't bitch enough about getting them thrown out because we believed them that it was for the children. Anytime somebody says it's for the children, you should basically do the opposite, because it's never for the children. It is never for the children. Vile Mike, the slow motion picture. Dan23 says the Wrath of Khan has a scene where the turbo lifts are down, but in some versions you see Kirk going up a shaft, which isn't in every version. Well, that'll be interesting to see which one we're watching. Yosef says Vile in the house. The one difference I know between the director's cut and the regular is if Scotty explains to Kirk that the kid that gets killed is his nephew. In the theatrical cut, it's just a random kid that Scotty brings to the bridge, and he's looking all super, super sad. Don't get me wrong, Scotty could be sad that a kid under his command got killed, but once it's explained that the kid is actually his nephew, then it makes a hell of a lot more sense why Scotty is personally carrying the kid. And I still don't understand why Scotty comes to the bridge instead of the med bay when the kid was clearly still alive, and maybe he had half a shot had he got to Dr. McCoy's office instead of the bridge. Although maybe Scotty knew. I think Dr. McCoy might have been on the bridge. Now that I think back, but that doesn't make any sense. There were have to be other doctors on the Enterprise. Or, though, maybe not, since, no, it was still a full crew. It was still a full crew at that point. They weren't on, that was Star Trek 3 where they were on a skeleton crew. They had a full crew. Vinyl Mike says, Karogapedia is like Conservapedia. Only one guy runs it. It strictly prevents and limits editing and full of propaganda. I never had heard of Conservapedia, but now I'll have to check it out. Daniel's Hot Topics is Bird of Prey. Hello, Bird of Prey. How are you today on this cold Friday, November 8th, 2019? Yeah, it is getting cold. Tonight's going down to 28 degrees. I believe it's the first time in the season we're going below freezing, which will be fun. And then later in the week, we have a low of 22 degrees coming up. But I didn't tell Mama Prey because she will not be happy. I think she heard, though. Dan23 says some aliens in a Supergirl episode mentioned they don't have a problem with people being gay on their planet. Well, of course not. It's Supergirl. It's CW. They probably don't have a problem with anything. We don't have a problem with people marrying their cousins on our planet. Bio Mike says, whenever he says Bop, does anyone think of Baby Bop from Barney and Friends? I've never actually seen the Barney episode. And I had no idea Baby Bop was a thing. Wesley Crusher, how far back is Bird on the chat? Well, that was at 3:21. 20 minutes. I'm 20 minutes behind. It's now 3:41. Life with Matthew says YouTube should have all videos marked as not for kids and only allow videos that deliberately market kid-friendly to appear on accounts whose age is under 18 or when not signed in. I agree, Life with Matthew. I agree. Multigunman says this channel is not for children. Now your kids come to my windowless van for some candy and help me find my puppy. Oh, God. It's the free candy van. Rock Solid says John Street, nothing beyond the pride of taking Anti-Trekker down. Dan23 says, I think the MCU is leading up to the Silver Surfer like they did with Thanos. I honestly don't know. I don't have that much knowledge as to the MCU and what's coming next. Thomas Potts puts in a link. What's this? Is this a virus, Thomas? It's a Star Trek link. Oh. Your first look at the newest short track. Well, if I watch it, I guess we'll watch it. Although, it'll probably get this whole video taken down, but we can take precautions. I will shut off the audio. And, okay, well, there you guys see. Holy crap. We got even more Dear Bops have come in. Even more Dear Bops have come in since I started streaming today. Okay, so it's opening on Captain Pike saying a few hours ago the Enterprise picked up a distress signal from the USS Bowman. November 14th, the day after my birthday. It's going to be quite the present. So Pike is telling the woman that he needs her to let him out of here. And she's saying, you're a prisoner. And she's saying, you're a prisoner. Your orders carry no weight anymore. And now Pike is getting upset with her and saying, Cadet, I order you to shut the F up. No, I don't know what he's about to say. I order you to release me. Something about acting captain. I don't know. I honestly don't care. Oh, that only applies to an active captain. Since he's not an active captain anymore, he has no authority to order her. Of course not. Men don't have authority to order women. And now Pike is threatening her. She's going to Me Too him. He's saying once this is over, she is never going to see the inside of a starship again. That's toxic masculinity. Pike is going to have to serve some time for that. That's it. Wow. Another winner. Looks like we have another winner on our hands here. Ah, shit. I just closed the Dear Bops. Reopen last closed tab. Okay, good. I don't have to put the password in again. Jesus, why is this one so big? Oh, actually, it's small. Excuse me. These are all kilobytes, and this is bytes. Okay, whatever. We'll get to them when we get to them. 25. There's 25 Dear Bops. Let me finish. Let me speed through the chat some. Hopefully we get to the end soon so I can start the Dear Bops. And I'm really annoyed that we don't have our feed going. Oh well. Wesley Crusher says, where are the Dear Bops? They're coming, Wes. Joseph's Life with Matthew. The problem is the kids put a date of birth that puts them in the 18 plus range. Indeed. Life with Matthew says, I'm busy soldering and splicing to hit the dislike. Thank you. It's time for those who've had their hands cut off to stand up against the force. And then I put in a test that I misspelled. Thomas's bird of prey on the view screen. Fire at will. Poor Will. Dan23 says the next short track is about Pike, of course. At least they're doing it on the one subject that people hated the least, but they're finding ways to make them all suck. Rocksolid says, did you update Streamlabs OBS? I guess there was an issue with the latest version. I don't use Streamlabs OBS. I just have Streamlabs account. And it has a URL that I put in for the things that come up. I'll have to do some testing. Joseph says the dislike vanished. Amazing. Life with Matthew says, Joseph, I shouldn't be accountable for lying. I shouldn't be accountable for lying kids. No, we shouldn't. And Joseph says parents are accountable. Not if we get sued. Life with Matthew says bird of prey can't find his widget working when he wants to. I think he needs to talk to his doctor about Cialis. Multi-Gunman says, long live Karoga, death to Turtistan. Thank you, Multi-Gunman. Daniel's Hot Topics is Bird of Prey. Welcome, Daniels, by the way. I just saw Terminator Dark Fate on Putlocker. It was okay. Movie hopping for a better sequel, though, because I love this franchise. Really hoping for a better sequel. I love this franchise. Well, it's very cool, Daniel's Hot Topics. I can't officially say that I applaud you on not paying to see it, but I don't not applaud you for not paying to see it. Rock Solid says, no financial bet on the line. Anti-Trekker, just pride. Pride's not enough. You got to take his money, too. Joseph says, Daniel's Hot Topics, you're more forgiving than I. Dan23 says, well, Discovery Season 2 DVD only has 2 short tracks out of 4. So I don't know what they're doing with the rest. Of course it does. Why? Well, probably... I have no idea. I was going to say they probably want to forget that 2 ever happened, but I don't know which 2 it doesn't have. Maybe 2 make more sense on the Season 3 DVD. I don't know. Wesley says, if I had Bird's number, I would call him during the live stream. Well, that's why you don't have my number. Vile Mike says, I got to drive, so I just listen in. Very cool. Vile, drive safe. Dan23 says, do you care about Doctor Who? No, I do not. I do not watch it. I mean, I care in that I want it good for you guys, but I don't watch it. Trek95 says, I like the idea of paying a fee per week over or month over tips or gifts. You know, it's not a bad business model. Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey, I was watching Arch Warhammer's D&D stream with Sargon, Zulu, and Rags on Super Chats. There is now an option for stickers. It may have been already, but look good. Yeah, the stickers came out the other day. I got the email saying that the stickers are here. Yes, in fact, I got the email this morning, but they had been there for a day or 2. I used one on Nerdrotics chat. To me, it was boring. I can't imagine using it often. Now, for Anti-Trekker, there is a poo emoji, so maybe it makes sense for Anti-Trekker, but for most YouTubers, if you get the sticker and you could still write a comment, I could understand it. But I'm not going to give up my ability to write a comment just to put a picture in, which basically just a glorified emoji into a chat for 5. Some of them are $5, $20, $50 for a particular sticker. There's not like for $1 you can pick any one you want. No, you get a very limited selection depending on the amount you put in. It's garbage, okay? I mean, stickers are just nonsense. Why is YouTube working on stickers when they have real bugs to fix? Okay, next they can do animated GIFs. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't help the channel. It doesn't help the videos. It doesn't help the creators. It doesn't help the people watching. Whatever. They're just fatty way to get a couple extra bucks off people. Sherelle Moore's Bird of Prey. I just read that. Dan23 says, I thought Star Wars Kids video where Vader chokes and killed and beheaded people was too violent for kids. Yeah, I saw that video about people claiming Star Wars was for kids, but then going through all the scenes in the original trilogy of murders, dismemberments, cutting open the animal, disgusting scenes that today nobody would ever associate with a children's movie. But back in the 80s, you could get away with that, or technically late 70s, you could get away with that, because children were exposed to those things on a more regular basis. Today, a kid sees a gun, and somebody's going to jail, right? If somebody draws a gun in school, and they're going to get arrested. In 1970, you drew a gun in school, and your teacher's like, oh, I got one too. It's in the back of my truck in the parking lot. You see it? It's right there. You can see it shining from this angle. That's what would happen. Now somebody draws a gun. They're like, you're going to jail, or we're going to torture you. There are 4 lights. No, we're going to find out how many guns your parents own. And why are you drawing guns? You must be mentally ill take some lithium. Multi-Gunman says children have no rights. Bird of Prey confirmed. Bird is an evil dictator. They have no rights here. They have rights in general. They have the right to live and, I don't know, right to expect an education, I suppose. But there's no rights that they get from me. Dan23 says kids shouldn't be using YouTube Kids app or not be on the internet to begin with, except when they're doing, studies or somebody's watching them, somebody's with them. Live with Matthews and Multi-Gunman, U.S. government says kids basically have no rights to, especially when at school. Wesley says Bird rant. Derek McManus says Bird is having a bit of a rant. Multi-Gunman says Live with Matthew. Oh, I don't know very much about American laws. Yeah, kids don't get a whole lot of rights. Although, not even going to get into it. Dan23 says if you have an Android smartphone, when you get a new one, turn it on. The first thing that comes up is enter your Google details. Well, I'm not surprised about that. It's a Google phone for all practical purposes. Joseph says this will be either a long stream or no bop. I'm going. Okay, we got to get to the dear bop. So. Nobody. I'm gonna have to just read the Bird of Prey chats right now, and then we'll get to Dear Bop. Shrumwars with Bird of Prey. I think if a 13-year-old tried to give his buddy's email pretending to be his parents, the ruse would be given away when he uses Big Dong 7578058 at whatever.com. I don't think the address is legit, but Shrumwar, we're not legally able to make that determination. No matter what email address they put in, we just have to assume it's the parent's address. We have no legal authority to say, oh, I don't believe you. No, that doesn't sound like the writing of an adult. That doesn't figure in. That's not even allowed to figure in. And even if there's plenty of adults with email addresses like Big Dong 69 that they fill out when their kid brings home a paper and asks for their parents' email addresses. And they get all kinds of email addresses from all kinds of people. It's not that every parent. It's not that every parent has. Is it them? Okay, it's not that every parent has a professional email address. I gotta shut the camera off for a minute. You dropped the pillow. Yeah. Sister O'Prey is here. Yeah, I'm live.
Why?
Because I'm about to answer Dear Bop questions. I give advice. You wanna?
Dear Bop? Oh,
yeah.
no, you shouldn't.
No, they love it.
My advice is you should not give advice.
Sister O'Prey's advice is I don't give advice.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay. We're gonna do some Dear Bops. Admiral Saval says, do you think you will get a job again once your physical therapy is complete? Admiral Saval, if I could walk, I will absolutely get a job because I like money. I really like the money, Admiral Saval. And YouTube isn't gonna be making money for me unless I shoot up tremendously. The easiest way for me to get money would be by getting a job. Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey, the fact they keep going to Pike Enterprise for short tracks is a nod to the fact. No, I'm not reading it. Trek95 says, Bird of Prey, does that mean November 12th is a Krogan holiday? November 13th is a Krogan holiday. It's Founders Day. Okay. Sis O'Prey, yes. So. Okay, so here's our first Dear Bop question. Yeah, okay, I'll take this one alone. My cleaning lady helped herself to a chocolate bar from my fridge and ended up in the emergency room. It was a pot edible, which he actually couldn't have known. I feel torn. On one hand, she had no idea what she was actually eating, and I didn't know what was wrong with her. And I didn't know that was wrong. Wait. I feel torn. On one hand, she had no idea what she was actually eating and didn't know that was wrong with her and was really shaken up. What was wrong with her and was really shaken up about the experience. On the other hand, she took something out of my fridge without asking. Should I make it up to her for what she went through, or should I dock her pay for the cost of the edibles? Thank you for taking time to read my question, Brianna. Well, Brianna, if you're in the United States, pot is illegal under federal law, and you should probably call up the FBI and turn yourself in. Now, assuming the FBI doesn't come down to arrest you, but you should make the call. Assuming the FBI doesn't come down to arrest you, it would depend on what is your agreement with your cleaning lady. If you've ever told your cleaning lady, hey, help yourself to anything that's in the refrigerator, or you know, never, you don't have to ask me before you take a drink or a snack, then you know, you might have been, you might owe her a little bit. But however, if you've never told her that, particularly if she's a new person, if she's only been there a few months and you've never ever had this type of discussion with her, then it is on her. But if you've like Camille, not that Camille's a cleaning lady. Camille is a PCA, a trained medicine, and does tremendous amount of help for me and Mama Pray. But like Camille, we've told Camille many a times, Camille, you don't have to ask us if you want something from the refrigerator. You can just take something. You don't have to ask us if you can have a drink or you can have a piece of whatever's in there. You know, leftovers from dinner the night before, whatever you want. It's yours. You're welcome to it. You're welcome to it. We've told her this a number of times, and she's even taken us up on it, which I'm happy she has, that she's felt comfortable enough to do so. So if I had a pot edible in my refrigerator, it would be my responsibility to tell Camille or anyone who had access to the refrigerator that, hey, that's a pot edible. However, if you honestly believe they had no business opening your refrigerator to begin with, then that's on them. That's on them. But like I said, first things first, it's illegal in the United States. I don't care what your state claims. If states made laws, we never would have had the Civil War. But the states don't have supremacy over these things. The federal government does. So turn yourself in. It's the best thing. You'll feel better eventually. Okay, next one. Dear Bob, I'm an employee for a small nightgown manufacturing company. The reason I'm writing you is to find out why you've not paid your outstanding balance of $2,159.72. What? Please pay as soon as possible, as we have sent your recent orders in good faith and even included a sample of the bird body butter that you requested. Thank you for your time, Collections Department. I don't know how this got in here. That's I don't know. I don't owe them any money. I paid. I mean, I didn't order any nightgowns. Dear Camille. Well, Camille's not here. Dear Camille, do you have any advice on how to cheer other people up when they're down? I imagine you have developed quite a toolkit just for Bop alone. Bird of Prey alone. I imagine Camille would say, be cheery. Be cheery. Ask how people are doing. I can't. Okay, I can't tell you what Camille would do. I don't know. Yes, that's right. I read it to Camille. What'd she say? Oh, right. That's right. Camille did read this. I read this out loud to Camille, and Camille said she can only answer this in person. So sorry, whoever you are. You'd have to get to Camille in person for an answer. And since you asked Camille and not me, we will move on. We'll move on. Now, if you want to ask Dear Bop, I'll be happy to help you. Dear Bop, I am fairly new to your channel. I want to thank you for all your funny content. I suffer from a slight case of depression, but your videos of that space game cheer me up, especially when you pretend to be mad at something and yell out, "Son of a bitch!" The trolling on the Dear Bop messages is the best. Please don't stop doing these. They are truly a gift to the world. Sincerely, Anonymous Alpaca Fan. Well, thank you, Anonymous Alpaca Fan. If my Space Engineers videos and my other videos honestly and dearly cheer you up, I am very happy they do. For the record, I do not plan on stopping the Dear Bop videos or my videos. So I hope they continue to bring you joy and happiness. And if you're depressed, if you think you're clinically depressed, like honestly, I know it's easier said than done, but get some help. They can help you, whether it's medication or other things. Don't waste your life being depressed. There's things that can be done, and I don't think I've been fully depressed. I have anxiety issues, so I do see professionals about my anxiety, and it's slow, but it's been helpful. So I imagine it would be the same with depression. Probably not immediate, but I'm sure in time it would be helpful. What'd you say? Sister O'Cray says, always relief. Okay, here you are, Sister O'Cray. Okay, this one's not for you. Dear Bop, this is Stanley. Why do you think I should be a janitor? Most large companies outsource that kind of work. I'm not putting that kind of worker down. I just don't want to work for minimum wage. I do find the kinds of things in the janitor closet interesting. I think a computer technician would fit my skill set better. P.S. Should I apply at the office on the left or the right side of the street? Sincerely, Stanley. Stanley, no, you wouldn't understand it. That's why I said it's not for you. This goes back several questions. Stanley, no. I know you think you want to be a computer technician, but you do not. You want to be the janitor. You want to be a janitor, and you want to have a mop. And at some point, the evil businessman who runs the local network station is going to take over the place you work, and they're going to steal your mop, and they're going to take your mop and they're going to put it into their own broom closet, and then you're going to get so angry you're going to go and you're going to rescue your mop, and you're going to save the place you work for, and it'll be great. So don't apply for either computer technician. You need to do janitor. That's not. There's no debate here. It's set in stone. And it looks like I got the Dear Bop twice from Stanley. Okay, let's try that again. Dear Bop, I really would like to start a YouTube channel, but I do not have a lot of money for equipment. I have a few ideas on a direction I would like my channel to go, but I worry I might not be popular enough. You are obviously a kind person to offer advice, and I could use any suggestions you have. Thank you so much. Wondering. While wondering, the quick answer is just start it. Just do it. All you need, I mean, some computers, some laptops have microphones built in. You don't need a camera. Camera helps, but you don't need a camera. But lots of systems have cameras and microphones built in. Just start talking. If you don't have fancy equipment, you don't have a camera, then don't use a camera. Use an avatar. Use a solid picture, and just do discussions. Just talk. Talk about whatever you want to talk about, and that's you see if there's an audience that wants to listen to what you say, and you know I am on camera, Sister O'Prey. Sister O'Prey is. Oh God.
I wanted to add, and you can stop talking, let your mouth can move, that the camera on my phone is actually way better than the one on my computer. Like that, honestly, and selfie stick was probably better, when I was doing interviews. I noticed the light was so poor on the computer camera, but the phone is pretty high quality these days. You can do a lot with the phone.
That's an excellent point, Sister O'Prey. Yeah, if you don't have it on your computer, try your phone. You can do it. Well, you won't be able to live stream until you have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. But you don't have to start off live streaming. You can start off just doing videos, and that you can build your audience that way. So just get started, and it'll go from there. Don't worry about getting it. Don't get good equipment first. Start first. You can start today. Okay. Dear Bob, I am concerned about my friend. He was injured in an accident many years ago and has been recovering slowly ever since. His friends poke jokes at him all the time, but he handles it well. He even says that it's just all in the fun. I believe it's actually more hurtful than he is letting on. What should I do? Sincerely, a good friend.
You find the ringleader of the nasty comments and you punch them right in the face.
Sister O'Brien says you find the ringleader of the nasty comments and you punch them right in the face. So like one person who might be considered a ringleader would be somebody like Anti-Tracker. So if your fictional friend was in, say, this group, you would punch Anti-Tracker in the face. However, I'm starting to wonder if Sister O'Prey isn't technically a ringleader, as we've had alpaca issues and things ever since. Yes, I got an alpaca on the sticker now. I got alpaca.
An actual alpaca issue. So you have an alpaca.
We're never going to have an alpaca.
An alpaca issue. Yeah, go ahead. Answer the question.
I did answer it. Okay. Okay, Mom O'Prey has an answer too.
Gather the names and addresses of all these people and have your mother.
So Mom O'Prey suggests gathering the names and addresses of all the people and having your mother handle it.
In all seriousness, what I would do is I would actually not worry so much about the other people, but I would sit down directly with my friend and just let them know that I have their back and I don't like when they treat them that way. And you're here for them. They need to talk. I mean, sometimes just saying, I don't like the way I see people treat you is enough to mean a lot to somebody.
Sin Bun Bunny says Streamlabs Mobile lets you stream before 1,000 subs. That's cool. Rock Solid says, I think you can stream at 100 subs, not 1,000. Well, Rock Solid, a year ago it was 1,000. In fact, it was one of the big reasons.
Sorry, I dropped my
It was one of the big reasons I made such a push to get to 1,000 so I could live stream outside this past summer for the few chair lives I did. It was a pain. It was a pain. Okay.
Sorry, dropped my glove.
Do you want to come on camera?
No.
Well, you might be. Okay. Next, dear Bob. This is Mr. Conservative again. Are you sure your previous advice is a good idea? Lithium pills, that's dangerous. I think I'd try good old conversation. Perhaps things will get better after the next election. Take care, Mr. C. So, Sister Gray might have something useful here. So, Mr. Conservative wrote in that he's fairly conservative, but his girlfriend is fairly not. And lately, she's been getting worse, and like saying all terrible things about specifically orange-looking people.
Right.
And he didn't know what to do. And I said that she's clearly suffering from mental illness, and you should be sneaking lithium into her food.
I think you should break up. And I'm not joking. I know I said that that was an extreme thing to say. You just, you're not going to see eye to eye. I think the last election transcends just political issues, even goes into human rights issues. And if you're just not aligned on those things, you have to realize, whether you agree or not, she's seeing this as a mismatch of morals between the two of you. And relationships simply don't survive that. So if somehow you have similar morals and you can demonstrate that to her, that may help. But you also, you have a right to be who you are, even if people disagree. And if, you don't have the trust in your relationship at this point where, you have to continually demonstrate that you have morals that are aligned, that can be exhausting for you as well. And it might just be a bad match. But, if you really care about her, it's worth a try to show her you're aligned there if you are. But, be an adult about it. If it turns out that you try to show her that you're aligned and it turns out you're not, do something with that information. It does not make for happy relationships if you're mismatched on morals.
Okay, so that's the advice of Sister O'Prey. I say more lithium. You don't want to. I forgot to mention that she was an attractive, nerdy girl. You don't want to let one of those get away. Do the lithium. Trust me. I've never steered you wrong before. There's no redactions in Garoga. Dear Bob, I'm trying to go live here. Dear Bob, sorry for the misspelling last message. It was a rush. You outed me, though. I'm not sure if I can trust you to keep my message anonymous. I need to get back to my time. WEC, which of course stands for Wesley Eugene Pressure. Dear Bob, I'm starting to be concerned about you. A Jeep sexual. Someone sexually attracted to Jeeps is all right if you are. I'm a Camaro sexual. It's a normal response to such a fine piece of automobile. No one will judge you. Everyone is here for support. A Camaro lover. Sister O'Prey is judging both of us right now. Although, yes, men like things. So, Sister O'Prey says, generally speaking, men value things over relationships and women value relationships over things. I wouldn't say I was a Jeep lover. I just say that I love my Jeep like a man loves his car or his Jeep. That's a big difference.
Do you like the Jeep more than most people? Maybe.
I wouldn't say. I think most people are Jeep people.
They're not our Jeep people.
Do I prefer my Jeep to people? Would depend on the people, but I'd say mostly. Most people, I prefer my Jeep to most people. That is true. Well, Camaro, I don't think you actually asked for any advice, but thank you for the support. Dear Bob, yesterday the protesting raccoons brought in PETA, so I caved in. I made them a big batch of chocolate chip cookies. So now the adult raccoons and their babies are happy. However, today I had Bernie Sanders on my sidewalk yelling about cookie care for all. Now what? Signs worried in Columbus, Ohio. More cookies. More cookies. Bernie will eventually wear himself tired. He'll get tired. He'll go home. Just keep making with the cookies. Worried in Columbus. You can't stop now. You're in too deep. Dear Bob, actually, this is a serious question, not the usual fun. I want to get a home assistant and start slowly building a smart home. Since you have the Alexa, I would like to ask you about your experience, how to start and what to buy step by step. Joseph. Cancel, Alexa. Okay, cancel. Well, Sister O'Prey hates Alexa. So she's saying she wants to drown her in the bathtub. Sis O'Prey is a big fan of OK Google or Hey Google. Google Homes. I prefer Amazon's device here. That said, Joseph, I do not like the idea of smart homes. The only reason we have a connected smart thermostat is so I can change the temperature without having to bug Mama Prey all the time. If I could walk, there would be no smart devices in this house. Smart devices are targets for hackers. I don't like smart cars. I don't like smart houses. Stay away. I would say don't do it. It's not worth the risk. Is my opinion. However, if you wanted to get through Amazon, I would trust Amazon before I trust Google. Because Amazon doesn't pretend that they're in it for anything other than money. They're there to sell things. Sell you things from Amazon. That's how they make money. So I would do Amazon, and they've got lights that you can change the color and the intensity right from Amazon or from your phone, right from Alexa or from your phone. So you get one of those. You get a thermostat if you want one. Please, please, please do not get smart door locks. Those are the worst. There are people getting door locks that are Wi-Fi controlled. You'd have to be an idiot to do that. I'm sorry. Do not get smart door locks. You don't want to put Wi-Fi to your door locks that somebody can just open your doors, unlock your doors with the Wi-Fi code. It's ridiculous. I say stay away from smart homes altogether. But if you have to, just do lights and perhaps the thermostat. That's it. Oh, and if you get video cameras, for God's sakes, do not hook them up to the internet. You will have people spying on you. There are whole websites dedicated to hacked security cameras from people's homes. Entire websites on the dark web. Baby monitors too. It's freaky. No, to get to the dark web, you have to use a Tor client. Tor is a special browser, a special version of Firefox that's made to access nodes that are anonymous. So you're anonymous browsing by putting the data through like 4 different countries. It's slow as anything, but It's safe and secure for the most part. But you have to be very careful. You can't resize the window, because if you resize the window, that could let people know your real IP address, and stuff like that. So you've got to really know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing already, don't try it. But if you ever were in a country like China or North Korea somehow, and you needed to get a message out, you would use Tor. Dear Bob, my wife strongly disagrees when I bring work home. She simply does not understand that as the only pathologist in our city, I have too much on my plate. Sincerely, Doctor, not Alex. So you're a pathologist who brings work home. So you basically bring deadly germs and microbes home to your house. Your wife disagrees. Well, I'm going to have to agree with your wife on this one. Pathogens do not belong in the home. Go ahead and get yourself a shed or a man cave, if you will. If you maybe have a garage outside, a greenhouse, some type of structure external to the house that does not share the air supply with the house, and keep your pathogens in there. Make sure you put a pretty decent lock on it. You don't want neighborhood kids getting in, but you don't want to put too strong of a lock on it, because you don't want to get locked out yourself. God forbid you have to get in and stop a deadly disease from evolving or something. And then as an extra safety measure, and this is probably going to be against your local fire code, but listen, you can be safe or not. I'd err on the side of safety. Get yourself a 55-gallon drum, fill it with gasoline, and put it on the roof. And God forbid anything gets out, you just throw a match into that and run as quick as you can. Hopefully, it kills everything. But yeah, your wife is right. Pathogens don't belong in the home. Keep them in the shed. The bodies, I assume the bodies he left at the hospital. He's just bringing home the pathogens. He doesn't need to bring home the whole body. If you're bringing home a whole body, then you might need 2 sheds. Okay, dear Bot. Some people have a porn addiction. I have a Bird of Prey 5 addiction. And if on a rare occasion there is no live stream, I do feel abandonment and withdrawal symptoms. Can you help me out here? It's so real. Your distant friend. Well, distant friend, I understand, because I have addiction of other YouTubers. And when certain YouTubers don't stream when they say they do, I get angry, and then I get sad, and lots of conflicting emotions. So I totally get it. I do my best to stream every day. And if I don't stream, it's one thing you can do is that if I don't stream one day now I'm not saying you should, but just something you could do is you could go back and listen to a really old stream, maybe one you never listened to before, or one you forgot, and just pretend it's live. And it actually helps. You wouldn't think it does, but it actually helps you overcome. Okay, dear Bot. Well, I said that before I loaded the next one. Dear Bot, I am seriously thinking of getting a kangaroo. I just realized it costs only $450. My family is not pleased with this idea. It eats the same stuff like a rabbit, and and I do have a large enough garden. None of the above is a lie or a joke. So my question is, would you get one, Yosef? Yosef, I would not get a kangaroo. But if you're legally allowed to get a kangaroo, assuming Yosef is your real name, yeah, go get a kangaroo. Actually, okay, Sis so prays saying you need to get 2 kangaroos. 1 kangaroo would be too lonely. Yeah, get the roos, and don't, those of us in the business, we just call them roos. If you say you want a kangaroo, the pet store owner, actually the kangaroo dealer, the roo dealer is going to know that you're a noob. You're a total noob, and he'll charge you twice as much as they're worth. So just say, hey, I'm here for a roo or 2 roos, whatever it be, and he'll this is a guy who's done this before. I'm not gonna give him the fake kangaroo. I'm gonna give him the real deal, top of the line stuff, and I'll give it to him for a good price. So yeah, go ahead, get it, but make sure you call it a roo, not a kangaroo, or you'll sound like a tool. Also, make sure they're legal to have where you live. Dear Bob, fill my heart with song and do it your way. That's not really advice. It's not really a request for advice. But fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. And now Sis O'Prey has left the room. I hope that helps. Dear Bob, I need some words of wisdom. I work in retail, and I'm so tired of the stupid things people say and do. One customer wants to cut grass using a metal cutter. I can't go into too much detail here. What should I do, Bob? Sincerely, retail guy. I used a Klingon mekhleth to cut grass once up in the Adirondacks. It was pretty cool. Granted, I felt bad using a warrior's tool for tilling the land, but you know what? Damn it, it worked. It worked. However, I understand you're in retail. You want to get out of retail. I never worked retail. I tried once. They didn't hire me. I get it. I've seen Superstore on NBC. It's one of my favorite shows. I get there's a lot of stupid customers out there. A lot of problems, a lot of toxicity in customers, in fellow coworkers, in management. Yes, get out of retail. I personally helped one friend get out of retail into the corporate world, and she's doing excellent. She did excellent. She got a ton. She worked her way up. She was promoted within a few months. She was promoted twice. And, a lot of those skills, if you've been in retail a long time and you're still doing it and you can still deal with it, those skills actually translate into corporate office. Corporate offices and stuff, they're not, they're not, there's a lot of crap there too. It's not going to be the perfect place. Nowhere you find are you going to get the ideal workplace. But I was surprised to see how well she took to doing the office, and she did great. So yeah, if you can, start trying to look for any job. And that's the thing. Go entry level. Literally, this person I knew, she came in as an assistant in the PR department. She had no real experience, but they interviewed her. They liked her. And within a year or 2 years, she was an executive assistant to the head of the company. So She did really well. I think she's actually still at the job, last I heard from her. So you should try it. You should try to get out. Yeah, and I think you could. The thing is, you're not going to be able to go in, you're not going to have to be able to go in as looking for a vice presidency. You're going to have to start at the bottom. But if you go to a good company, a legit company, where they recognize and promote from within, you could do really well. You could do well. That's my advice. Without more details, I don't know how much more I could help. But good luck. Good luck, retail guy. Okay. Dear Bob. Hello again, dear Bob. It's Anonymous Tracker, the 50-year-old something YouTuber. Thank you for your previous advice. I'm back for more. Recently, my audience has found out I can be easily triggered when people bring up a certain name of a certain kind of vessel in Star Trek. I shall not bring it up here as I would trigger myself. Now that the cat is out of the bag, I need advice on how to make people forget this triggers me. Else I will surely lose my entire audience as I get angry and demean my audience rather than engaging in rational debate. P.S. Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. Sincerely, Anonymous Trekker. Well, Anonymous Trekker, you're being easily triggered by your audience. How you make them forget, it's a tough one. That is a tough one. My advice, plant somebody, like a relative. I know you mentioned you have a wife. During your stream, have your wife come in and say something that you don't mind. Something that doesn't upset you. Like say, hey, anonymous Trekker, are you wearing miscolored socks again? And then you say you get triggered, and but you're not. You don't give a shit what color socks you're wearing, right? Why? I don't look at my feet during the day. Well, who cares what color socks I'm wearing? That's your problem, not mine. But even though you don't care, you go ballistic, and you say, "Don't ever bring up the color of my socks again. That's between me and my feet. F you, F this. I want a divorce, blah, 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 blah." Bash something off your desk, do it on the stream, and everybody's going to be like, whoa, we don't need to talk about this particular Star Trek vessel anymore. We can just talk about socks, as they say in Spanish, S-O-C-K-S. And that's it. They'll stop. They will stop that day. They will stop bringing up this particular Star Trek vessel, and they will only bug you about your socks. And you can say, socks, and you can pretend to be upset, but it doesn't actually upset you. So there you go. There you go. Use that, but use it wisely, my friend. Qapla. Anonymous Trekker. And we've still got more coming in. Dear Bob, I'm a 40-something fan of Star Wars, and I'm not a closet misogynist, but I felt that the new movies were terrible. What I'd like to know is how can I best move on from how terrible the movies are? Do I need to just listen to some Frank Sinatra and Freddie Mercury love-making duets? There was no such thing as Frank Sinatra and Freddie Mercury love-making duets. If you want to listen to some Frank Sinatra and some Freddie Mercury separately, that's fine. And I believe you. I don't think you're a closet misogynist. You're probably openly misogynist, like everyone else who hates the latest Star Wars movies. That's fine. Draw power from your misogyny. It's okay. Dear Bob, you're going to Pennsylvania? Have a safe ride, Sister O'Prey. Sister O'Prey's headed to Pennsylvania, and you guys want to watch out for her on the New Jersey Turnpike or whatever, the Interstate 95, whatever. If anybody wants to drive her, she'll take it. DJ's on his way, yeah. Dear Bob, I do not get to pee during the night despite being 40 plus. Does it mean my prostate is not okay? Your fan. Well, if by saying you do not go to pee, you mean that you pee in your bed, then I'd say your prostate is about the normal size for a 40-year-old. If, however, you're saying you don't have to pee at all and you can sleep through the night without peeing, then I would call your urologist. You might have small prostate disease. Oh, yeah, I'll shut the camera for a minute. Small prostate disease, SPD. Not to be confused with STD, which is obviously much worse. Huh? Take care, Sister O'Prey.
She's got to come back.
Okay. Well, we'll leave the camera off for a little bit. I'll do the next couple. So yeah, check out for small prostate disease. Sassy girl.
She's coming back in, Sassy.
Dear Bob, Black Friday is coming. I'm looking to buy a new computer to be able to play Space Engineers. What sort of specs do I need to make sure I can play and help other loyal Kurogans take down those bastards from Kurdistan? Do I need a separate graphics card? Yes. Will Surface Go tablet work? No. And was Frank or Freddie the Butch in the son of a bitch?
Yeah, what size?
Okay, if you're honestly looking to play Space Engineers, I would go with a minimum an Intel i5, a minimum of 16 gigabytes of RAM, and I would say this for really any system today. I'd want a 256 gigabyte SSD boot drive and a 1 terabyte conventional hard drive minimum, and go from there. Listen, if you can afford more, go for more, but those would be minimum specs. In my. Oh, and you need a decent graphics card. I'd say the best NVIDIA card you could afford. But whatever it is, Radeon something or other. Any modern graphics card will be fine. Yeah, camera's off. You can walk by.
Not doing anything.
Have a safe trip. Stop that. Okay.
Bye.
Sis O'Prey has left the building. Sassy. She's left the building, Sassy. I know. I'm watching her. Make sure she gets in the car okay. Nobody steals her bags that are sitting in front of the house. Looks like she's good. You're watching? Good. Okay, I'm putting the camera back on, well, the web browser with the camera. Hello again, people. Dear Bob, Bird, are you a fan of combat sports and MMA? I always like watching and researching the history of different styles and moves. What I want to know is whether the rear naked choke was created by Frank or Freddie on Frank. Your friend, Dana White. Dana? No, I do not particularly watch combat sports, MMA, boxing. Doesn't really interest me. I don't. When I was working, we had Mr. Frank hired a guy who would freelance and work on some what was the big MMA, or what is the big MMA thing? Something Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC. He was a big UFC guy. He put out his own UFC magazine or something. And he even got into the ring. He did a fight himself. He got the shit beat out of him. But try as I might, I could not give a damn about fighting. It's hand-to-hand combat. It's boring. Give him some batleths, and then I'd be interested. But we put all these things. We wrap hands, and we put in teeth guards and all this stuff to stop people from getting hurt. No. They need to, until we can have a true battle to the death type situation, or people fighting lions, in a giant coliseum structure of some type. It's just boring to me. It's just boring. And I'm just going to ignore the Freddie and Frank part. Dear Bob, we are sorry to inform you that the Kuroga certification of things has revoked your certification. Please refrain from claiming you are certified, or we will take legal action. Kuroga certification of things. Well, I can tell that's fake, because there's no department of Kuroga certifications of things. So, sorry. Try again. Dear Bob, in the TNG episode Chain of Command, we got the famous "There are 4 lights" quote from Picard. Since this episode features torture and PTSD so heavily, I was wondering, do you think Frank or Freddie was more interested in being hung by the wrists from the ceiling and flogged, asking for a friend? I would bet Freddie Mercury was more interested. That's my answer. Alexa, order 4 lights. Cancel. I'll get them the old-fashioned way. Dear Bob, what do beagle bites taste like? I wouldn't know. I've never had beagle bites. Beagle bites aren't a thing. But if they did exist, they taste delicious. Dear Bob, I have a penis and DD breasts, and I identify more as a woman than I do a man, and thus dress as a woman. I have been told that if I enter a woman's restroom, I will be assaulted for being a potential pedophile. But if I go into a men's room, I have been harassed and threatened to be raped. What public bathroom should I use? Should I be the one that changes, or should society be the one that changes? Signed, Veronica Wazbowski. Well, Veronica, if you dress as a woman, you have double D breasts, and for all practical purposes, you look like a woman, but happen to have a penis. Just use the women's room. Nobody's going to know. Unless I don't believe women walk around the women's restroom with their pants down and letting their female pieces just get air. So as long as you're in the stall, it's very, very unlikely anyone will see what you've got between your legs, and you can just use the stall as normal. Now, obviously, don't stand up and pee in the stall. You might as better sit down and pee if you're in the women's room. And that's about it. You'll be fine. Nobody will know. Nobody's going to beat you up because nobody's going to know what you're doing. Nobody should know what's between your legs unless you went out and told people, in which case that was your mistake. Go to a different bar or a different restaurant where nobody knows and just use the restroom, and nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to care. And society shouldn't be attacking people in either case, but it's nothing that society. We don't need a new bathroom because some people look like a woman but have a penis, or some people look like a man but have a vagina. They should just go to the bathroom that looks most appropriate for them. And more than likely, nobody will notice or care. So, I hope that helps Veronica. Dear Bob, you are highly intelligent and compassionate. How can I get to be as smart as you are? Oh, that's a good question. But you didn't leave a name. Well, you want to start out with a high protein, high fat, high sugar diet. Basically anything you want to eat. You don't want to waste precious brain power on making food choices. Just eat whatever tastes good, whatever smells good, cheeseburgers, steaks, chicken fingers, drench it all in honey mustard sauce. Anyway, once you've placated your stomach, that will release endorphins into your brain, and endorphins actually help stimulate your brain to make IQ cells. And the more IQ cells you have, the smarter you get. Also, the more food you eat, the more compassionate you become, because you have more time you can go between getting hungry. And that's when you're most compassionate, is right after you've eaten. So do that for, 12, 15 years, and I'm sure you'll be almost as smart and almost as compassionate as me. And there's really no downside. I mean, some people have experienced rapid weight gain, but that's minor. That's minor compared to having the intelligence and the compassion of someone like me. Of course, as a potential rival, you'll be shot on sight should you ever come to Quiroga. But you can go start your own nation somewhere, in the South Pole. Somewhere where I don't care to be. You'll be fine. There you go. Food. Lots of food. Tasty deliciousness food. That gets the endorphins, gets the IQ cells, and you're all good. And the last Dear Bop for today, which I know everybody's gotten tired of Dear Bop already. Dear Bop, I hope you can hoop my sister. I hope you can help my sister. I hope you can help me, Mr. Jesus. Dear Bob, I hope you can help me, Mr. Bob. I've been told I can shoot rabbits, mongooses, pigeons, dirty skunks, and screwball bird of prey 5. Can you tell me what season it is we is in Quiroga? Signed your friendly hunter, Elmer Fudd. Well, I do not have an Elmer Fudd voice, apparently. So, Elmer, it is duck season in Quiroga. So you can shoot ducks. It's also anti-tracker season and turd season. So feel free to shoot turds, anti-tracker, or ducks while in Quiroga. Unfortunately, bird season, Bird of Prey 5 season just ended, and it's a very big fine if you attempt to shoot Bird of Prey 5. Also, rabbit season is over. Cinnabon wouldn't appreciate it. So once the rabbits have had, a few more generations of offspring, we'll have rabbit season again. But for right now, it is turd season. So enjoy your time as turd season. I think you'll make a good hunter. We want to keep the turds from being overpopulated. If you get too many turds, they start to die off. So you got to keep their numbers real low. That's just the way nature intended it to be. We're doing God's work. So good luck. Good luck, Elmer. Okay, and that is our Dear Bops for today. Welcome back. And let's see how much chat I missed. I know it's a lot. I'm just going to read the app Bird of Prey 5s, which there actually aren't that many. Shromore says, Bird of Prey, I think if a 13-year-old tried to give his buddy's email. That was the last thing I read. Wesley, the Bird of Prey, Lore can't get a real job. Maybe mowing Anti-Tricker's yard. I think Lore could get a real job. I mean, he's done some schooling. He did a lot of video work. He could probably get a job, especially if he moved to where they do more video productions. Trek 95 says, Bird of Prey, does that mean November 12th? No, November 13th is the Krogan holiday. Wesley Crusher, Bird of Prey, can I have your number? Nope. Everybody's saying hi to Sister of Prey. Oh, Anti-Trekker's in the house. What's Anti-Trekker saying? Anti-Trekker saying, hey guys, just got out of seeing Dr. Sleep. Sleep Doctor? It's Dr. Sleep. I don't know what that is. And then Anti-Trekker says, no, the movie Dr. Sleep. I've never heard of the movie Dr. Sleep. And Thomas, he says, Thomas, it's a sequel to The Shining. Well, I will never see it, so good luck. I hope that was good. Anti-Trekker says, never heard of The Shining, the best horror film ever made. I've heard of The Shining myself, but I have no interest in seeing it. And Thomas says he's never heard of Dr. Sleep. Neither have I. Anti-Trekker says, Ewan is an older Danny Torrance. Thomas knows what The Shining is. He's never heard Dr. Sleep. Neither have I. I don't think they've advertised it. Anti-Trekker says Stephen King wrote Dr. Sleep quite a while ago. Anti-Trekker says, Bird, where are these websites since you obviously use them a lot? No comment. Anti-Trekker said, did he just say man cage? No, I did not. And he says, Bird is a pathogen. Great. Showmore says, Anti-Trekker, I believe Bird of Prey did say man cage. He must have been thinking of Freddy and Frank. No, I did not say man cage. Joseph says, Bird of Prey, it's me, and it's really $450 for a male and $1,000 for a female. Oh, for a kangaroo. It's like, what? Why? Since when are you buying people, Joseph? Well, if you really think of buying a kangaroo, or a roo, as we say, I would check which one. I think I read that male kangaroos are quite territorial, and they tend to kick people in the one place men really don't want to be kicked more than any other place. So you might want to go with the female, or maybe not a roo. at all. Vile says, Joseph, that's because the female comes with the extra cup holder. Actually, the males have the pouch, I believe. Or they both have a pouch. No? I thought they both have the pouch. I thought they have a pouch. Alexa, do male kangaroos have a pouch? No, oh, you're right. Only female kangaroos have the pouch. Yes. Yosef asked Anti-Trigger how was the movie. Anti-Trigger says he was impressed with it. What are we talking about here? Video. Oh, UFC. Thank you. BioMike's is trying to find a decent laptop I can edit on, game, and stream, and can't seem to do it for less than 1,000. Sci-fi to the 1,000's a good baseline. Lightwood Man is BioMike. Yeah, decent laptops are crazy pricey. I had to get one for work since I'm out in the field a lot. But if I had my choice, I would have built a good tower unit for a fraction of the cost. And Vile Mike says, but I'm poor, and I need something I can take to me for work. So yeah, Sci-Fi Nation says, make work by it. Vile says, they offer discounts but will not outright buy one. Live with Matthews, Vile Mike, here's the rub. I went from one from MSI. I hated the MSI one. An MSI laptop was like one of 4 things I've ever sent back to Amazon in my entire life. The 9th gen i7, I heard that the i9 overheats in the laptop and throttles down to sub i7 performance, so it will save some money. Like, I went to 9th gen because I don't want to buy a laptop for a long time, but the 8th gen is very good as well and a lot cheaper. Track 95 says, yum, honey mustard. Yeah, and now I'm hungry. We're going to get cheeseburgers, chicken fingers, and honey mustard. Wesley Crusher says, ducks are birds, bird of prey. Bird of prey is a duck. No, I'm not a duck. I'm not a duck, and ducks is just not bird. Duck season is not bird season. Wesley's bird of prey, does Lore live in Kurdistan? I think he does. Yeah, he does, because Anti-Trigger has told us many times that he, before he got sick, before he hurt himself, he was Lore's garbage man. So Lore has to live in Kurdistan. Rock Solid says the pouch is for babies. I don't know. Well, you know, nipples are for babies too. Why do men have nipples? Anti-Trigger says, Loli just started the chat. Well, I went through most of the chat before I started your bot. Thomas says they are selling a 1/3 scale Wrath of Khan Spock statue for $1,449.42. That's about $1,400 too much for me. Not Ryan Johnson says Quacko Prey. Roxas says Bird of Prey. Do you know what Christmas lights have in common with Jeffrey Epstein? Christmas lights didn't hang themselves either. Andy Trigger says, oh, by the way, good news, bad news. The bad news is that I will not be streaming tonight. The good news is that I will be a guest on Nerdrotic tonight. Very cool, Anti-Trekker. Very, very cool. Very happy to hear that. Vile Mike says, bird is not a duck, just a little daffy. Oh, boy. Not Ryan Johnson says, Anti-Trekker, awesome, and you're on Nerdrotic. And yes, it is. So, guys, be ready to watch Anti-Trekker on Nerdrotic at, what is it, 8 p.m., 9 p.m.? What time does he start? Sometime around then. I'll probably be asleep. Hopefully I wake up before then. Anyway, guys. Yeah, more subs. More subs for Anti-Trekker. Gotta hit that 10,000 mark, Anti-Trekker. Before Rock Solid. I hear he's been trying to trying to beat you to 10,000. And 47 Yorktown says, Neurotic, no sleep for me tonight. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed the Dear Bops. I'm sorry it was slowed down by everything going on here. Hopefully they were still interesting enough. Rock Solid is confirming that he will beat Anti-Tracker to 10,000. Well, I'm pushing for you, Rock Solid. Thomas says Anti-Trigger needs to get on Doomcock or Geeks and Gamers. And Sci-Fi 8 p.m. Eastern, says Anti-Tracker. Very cool. Sci-Fi Nation says Qapla, Birdo Prey 5, Qapla, Sci-Fi Nation. So I will be there at 8 p.m. to super chat and to tell Nerdrotic that Anti-Tracker believes falsely that all Romulan ships are warbirds. And we'll see what happens. Anti-Trigger may do an early stream. Well, have fun. Then I'll be around, I guess, for that too. Take care, all. Good night. Qapla. And what was I going to say? I had something to say. Oh, hail Karoga. That'll do it. They don't know that I didn't mean to say that. Oh, am I still talking? Oh, is the audio off? Don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPrey5.com, the new home of everything Birdo Prey 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPrey5 or on BirdoPrey5.com. Take care.